Section 6 of Völsungasaga. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Völsungasaga by Anonymous. Translated by Erika Magnusson and William Morris. Section 6, Chapter 20. By long roads rides Sigurd, till he comes at the last up unto Hindfell, and wends his way south to the land of the Franks. And he sees before him on the fell a great light, as of fire burning, and flaming up even unto the heavens. And when he came thereto, lo, a shield-hung castle before him, and a banner on the topmost thereof. Into the castle went Sigurd, and saw one lying there asleep, and all armed. Therewith he takes the helm from off the head of him, and sees that it is no man, but a woman. And she was clad in a byrnie, as closely set on her as though it had grown to her flesh. So he rent it, from the collar downwards, and then the sleeves thereof, and ever the sword bit on it, as if it were cloth.
Then said Sigurd, that overlong she had lain asleep.
But she asked, What thing of great might is it that has prevailed to rend my byrnie, and draw me from my sleep? Even as sings the song.
What bit on the byrnie? Why breaks my sleep away? Who has turned from me my wand tormenting? Ah, is it so, that here is come Sigurd Sigmundsson, bearing Fafnir's helm on his head, and Fafnir's bane in his hand?
Then answered Sigurd,
Sigmund's son, with Sigurd's sword, e'en now rent down the Raven's wall. Of the Volsung's kin is he who has done the deed. But now I have heard that thou art daughter of a mighty king, and folk have told us that thou wert lovely and full of lore, and now I will try the same.
Then Brynhild sang,
Long have I slept and slumbered long. Many and long are the woes of mankind. By the might of Odin must I bide helpless, to shake from off me the spells of slumber. Hail to the day come back! Hail, sons of the daylight! Hail to thee, dark night, and thy daughter! Look with kind eyes down on us sitting here lonely, and give unto us the gain that we long for. Hail to the Aesir and the sweet Ausinur! Hail to the fair earth fulfilled of plenty! Fair words, wise hearts would we win from you, and healing hands while life we hold.
Then Brynhild speaks again, and says,
Two kings fought. One hight Hjálmgunnar, an old man and the greatest of warriors, and Odin had promised the victory unto him. But his foe was Agnar, or Authi's brother, and so I smote down Hjálmgunnar in the fight, and Odin, in vengeance for that deed, stuck the sleep-thorn into me, and said that I should never again have the victory, but should be given away in marriage. But thereagainst I vowed a vow that never would I wed one who knew the name of fear.
Then said Sigurd,
Teach us the lore of mighty matters.
She said,
Belike thou canst more skill in all than I, yet will I teach thee, yea, and with thanks, if there be aught of my cunning that will in any wise pleasure thee, either of runes or of other matters that are the root of things. But now let us drink together, and may the gods give to us twain a good day, that thou mayest win good help and fame from my wisdom, and that thou mayest hereafter mind thee of that which we twain speak together.
Then Brynhild filled a beaker and bore it to Sigurd, and gave him the drink of love, and spake, Beer bring I to thee, fair fruit at the byrnie's clash. Mixed is it mightily, mingled with fame, brimming with bright lays and pitiful runes, wise words, sweet words, speech of great game. Runes of war know thou, if great thou wilt be. Cut them on hilt of hardened sword, some on the brand's back, some on its shining side, twice name Tyr therein. Sea runes good at need, learnt for ships' saving, for the good health of the swimming horse. On the stern cut them on the rudder blade, and set flame to shaven oar. Howso big be the sea hills, howso blue beneath, hail from the main, then comest thou home. Word runes learn well, if thou wilt that no man pay back grief for the grief thou gavest. Wind thou these, weave thou these, cast thou these all about thee, at the thing where folk throng unto the full doom faring. Of ale runes know the wisdom, if thou wilt that another's wife should not bewray thine heart that trusteth. Cut them on the mead horn, on the back of each hand, and nick an N upon thy nail. Ale have thou heed to sign from all harm, leek lay thou in the liquor. Then I know for sure never cometh to thee mead with hurtful matters mingled. Help runes shalt thou gather, if skilt thou wouldst gain to loosen child from low-laid mother. Cut be they in hands hollow, wrapped the joints round about, call for the good folks, gain some helping. Learn the bough runes wisdom, if leech lore thou lovest, and wilt wot about wounds searching. On the bark be they scored, on the buds of trees whose boughs look eastward ever. Thought runes shalt thou deal with, if thou wilt be of all men fairest souled white and wisest. These areeded, these first cut, these first took to heart, high hropped. On the shield where they scored that stands before the shining God, on early waking's ear, on all-knowing's hoof, on the wheel which runneth under Rugnir's chariot, on Sleipnir's jaw-teeth, on the sleigh's traces, on the rough bear's paws, and on Bragi's tongue, on the wolf's claws, and on eagle's bill, on bloody wings, and bridge's end, on loosing palms, and pity's path, on glass and on gold, and on goodly silver, in wine and in wort, and the seat of the witch-wife, on Gugnir's point and Grani's bosom, on the Norn's nail, and the neb of the night-owl. All these so cut were shaven and sheared, and mingled in with holy mead, and sent upon wide ways enow. Some abide with the elves, some abide with the Aesir, or with the wise Vanir, some still hold the sons of mankind. These be the book runes, and the runes of good help, and all the ale runes, and the runes of much might. To whomso they may avail, unbewildered, unspoilt, they are wholesome to have. Thrive thou with these then, when thou hast learnt their lore, till the gods end thy life days. Now shalt thou choose thee, e'en as choice is bidden sharp steel's root and stem. Choose song or silence, see to each in thy heart. All hurt has been heeded. Then answered Sigurd,
Ne'er shall I flee, though thou wottest me fey. Never was I born for blenching. Thy loved reed will I hold aright in my heart, even as long as I may live.
Chapter 21. Sigurd spake now.
Sure no wiser woman than thou art one may be found in the wide world. Yea, yea, teach me more yet of thy wisdom.
She answers, Seemly is it that I do according to thy will, and show thee forth more reeds of great avail for thy prayer's sake and thy wisdom. And she spake withal. Be kindly to friend and kin, and reward not their trespasses against thee. Bear and forbear, and win for thee thereby long-enduring praise of men. Take good heed of evil things. A may's love and a man's wife, full oft thereof doth ill befall. Let not thy mind be overmuch crossed by unwise men at thronged meetings of folk, for oft these speak worse than they wot of, lest thou be called a dastard, and art minded to think that thou art even as his